Hi everyone, my name is Colleen Hughes and this is my Make a Difference presentation, focusing on the issue of homelessness. To describe the issue, as of January in 2020, 580,466 people across the United States of America experience homelessness, as reported by the National Alliance to End Homelessness. In addition, 10.5% of America suffers from poverty in the struggle to afford basic necessities. One of these basic necessities is housing, which explains why there is so much homelessness in America. Currently, Congress is in the process of passing bills to combat homelessness. Examples of these acts include the Better Care, Better Jobs Act, the COVID-19 Relief American Rescue Plan Act, Emergency Family Stabilization Act, as well as homeless assistance grants. However, despite the efforts from Congress previously mentioned, there are still barriers to addressing homelessness. Barriers to improving homelessness in all rural, urban, and suburban communities includes a housing shortage as well as living expenses. The increase in rent plays a huge role in homelessness in America. Despite these barriers, everyone deserves a home, as seen in this photo here, which led me to my reasoning for why I wanted to choose homelessness as my issue to address in my Make a Difference presentation. So how is this an ethical issue? Homelessness is an ethical issue based off the core principle of beneficence. Beneficence is defined as the patient advances his or her own good. Even though these principles are required to be done by healthcare providers to be considered ethical, I believe that all human beings should try to act in accordance with these core principles. By acting in accordance with these basic core principles, more good can be put into the world rather than bad. I believe that homelessness is an ethical issue because our society causes many people who cannot afford housing to live on the streets with no food or shelter. Homelessness has become more normalized in today's society, which is so inhumane to think about. The fact that we allow people to live on the streets and not provide them housing goes against the core principle of beneficence. We are not giving individuals the chance to advance their own good when we do not provide people a roof over their head, a meal to eat, or even clothes to keep them warm. Demonstrating how homelessness can rather hinder a person's well-being rather than advance their own good. So how is homelessness an ethical issue? When we walk past homeless people on the street, what do? Do we help and give them food or money, or do we just walk past them? This raises a moral issue with homelessness. Two key terms that can be connected with the moral issue with homelessness is utilitarianism and virtue ethics. Utilitarianism is defined as the judges of moral goodness of actions by their consequences, especially the happiness they generate. Utilitarianism is also a major root for the value of beneficence in medical ethics. Utilitarianism is connected to the moral issue of homelessness because it demonstrates whether or not people may help. People with good morals may help because of the goodness of their actions, generating a happiness effect with their consequences for the homeless person as well as themselves. Also, virtue ethics plays a role. Each virtue regulates a human drive of feeling. Virtue or human excellence consists in the proper control and direction of our drives. This shows how personal virtues and personal drives in each human person can be different depending on our morals. If we have bad morals, we may be more likely not to help. But if we have good morals and good drives, we may be more driven to help a homeless person based off virtue ethics. So what are some different ways to help? 3 ideas that I thought of was a mentorship program, which can be done by hiring mentors to guide homeless individuals through life skills. Donation baskets, which can be helped with community holding donation drives with clothing, food, toiletry, and personal care items to be included in baskets to help keep the homeless warm and fed. And then lastly, there can be fundraisers with road races and fundraiser sports games. The proceeds of these events will go towards getting supplies for the homeless individuals, including like funding for housing, blankets, clothes, etc., as previously mentioned. To the left is a photo of a 5K race that actually happened earlier this year to combat homelessness. What should we do? Of the three options, I believe that hiring mentors to go out and guide homeless individuals will be the most impactful. Mentors can make an active effort in getting homeless individuals on their feet. They can provide advice as well as guidance towards life skills of finding a job and finding a home for homeless people. Mentors can build a connection with the homeless community, which may allow the transition to society easier. Instead of a huge corporation raising awareness for homelessness, a mentor program can create a person-to-person human connection, which may create a direct effect on homelessness in societies. I think this can be crucial in smaller communities specifically. Due to the overwhelming numbers of homelessness in America, there needs to be effort done to combat it. And creating a mentor program can be a small step that can be done to lessen the amount of homelessness. So why should we help the homeless? Homeless individuals are human beings as well. We should put ourselves in their shoes. One moral that I stand by is treating others the way we want to be treated. If I want to be treated with respect and kindness, then I give respect and kindness to others. We should picture ourselves as a homeless individual and think, what would I do if I was in their situation? Personally, I would want others to help me if I was in such a situation. And since I would want this help, I tend to help others because of my morals. Morals play a role in who helps. Determining if you have good or bad morals may help show whether or not you may help a homeless person. However, there should be a universal reason for why we help others, and this reason should be that we are all humans. So what steps need to be taken to help? So how should we help? We should help by creating a mentorship program. From the Trusted Mentors, it states that 90% of our adults in the homeless prevention track remained housed while in the contact with their mentor. This specific mentor group demonstrates a clear benefit of mentorship groups for the homeless and shows that once a homeless individual was put into a house, that they remain in this house because of the mentor guidance that is given to them. Clearly demonstrating a benefit to these mentorship programs. Mentorship programs also should include aiding the homeless in finding jobs as well as teaching them responsibility of a job. The skills that they take from these mentor groups can be put forth into their life and help them continue their life and make good decisions with their home, job, and etc. to keep them on their feet. Here's my reference list, and thank you so much for tuning into my presentation.